Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Sightly channel. Today, I am going to be discussing the two broken Otsutsuki symbols. Now, I actually made a theory on this a while ago, 8 to 9 months ago now, so quite a long time ago, theorizing if these broken symbols were actually representing the Otsutsuki where Ada and Damon got their powers from. The whole theory was that Ada and Damon got their powers from these two dead Otsutsuki. That's why their symbols were broken. But it turns out that theory was about 40% correct. They did get their powers from Otsutsuki, and it was from a dead Otsutsuki, but it was a completely different scenario. It was Shibai who evolved to the point where he didn't even need his body. He was like, alright, peace out, yo. Amato was able to use that DNA and put it into code Ada and Damon and give them these really special abilities. But it got me thinking again, okay, if that's not the case, then what are these symbols? I feel like it is like the biggest mystery in this story. I thought about the possibility of them representing Shibai Otsutsuki and whoever Shibai Otsutsuki's partner was. And now that potentially both of them are on a different plane, their symbols were broken as a sign of like they're not really even Otsutsuki anymore. They're just like gods. I feel like that answer would be almost too easy and underwhelming, to be honest, especially because the way that Shibai is portrayed is to be the pinnacle of Otsutsuki. Like, this was the fucking guy. I feel like it's more likely that Shibai was a generation of Otsutsuki, possibly before Ishiki and Kaguya and Momoshiki and Kinshiki. We don't really even know how the lineage of the Otsutsuki works yet, so it's really hard to say anything. Like, how many Otsutsuki are there at a time? Is there only ever a certain amount of Otsutsuki at a time? How do they reproduce? Do they even want to reproduce? They have to be able to create more Otsutsuki, otherwise there would only be one. So how does that all work? Is there an Otsutsuki civilization somewhere? Logically, they would all come from the same planet. So there's probably an Otsutsuki planet somewhere with maybe dozens of these motherfuckers that are just not like strong enough or old enough or developed enough to go out. What if they really do start off as actual like microorganism parasites, work their way up from a microorganism parasite to this humanoid alien being to a god? Like, what if they literally start from the beginning? We have no idea. I know a lot of people believe that these symbols represent Toneri and Urashiki, but the reason that that makes absolutely no sense to me is, one, Urashiki doesn't exist in the manga. Toneri and Urashiki have no relation to each other except for that one anime-only scene where Urashiki like froze him in time or whatever. But that's the only time they ever interacted ever. The symbols represent a pair. Otsutsuki travel in pairs. So Ishiki's partnership was with Kaguya. Momoshiki's was with Kinshiki. And we see Urashiki as kind of just this third wandering guy who probably didn't have a partner, and that's why he wasn't engraved on any of the symbols or anything like that. So yeah, the idea of it being Urashiki and Toneri symbols, I feel like just absolutely doesn't make any sense at all. They have no real relation to each other. They come from completely different areas. Urashiki was traveling with Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up, a very popular theory, and that theory is Joshi Otsutsuki. Now, I'm sure you have all seen fan art of Joshi Otsutsuki out there. And I mean, personally, if this becomes true, I'm completely fine with it. I know a lot of OG Naruto fans, you know, my brethren, I love you guys, but I know a lot of you would be mad if they like kind of switched up Joshi like that. But I feel like it would make more sense because it would actually make Hidan not like this kind of psychopathic character that they built him up to be, and actually he was actually following the word of basically a god. Like, it was a real thing this whole time, and everyone thought he was just like tripping out and had a crazy ability and was just super religious. But no, like, if it was a real Otsutsuki, Joshi Otsutsuki, that came down and bestowed his power upon these certain people that meet these requirements, like, that would actually make a lot of sense. Joshi and his partner had already been to Earth, maybe even just to see like what was going on with Ishiki and Kaguya, and then they realized they were both gone. So Joshi was like, all right, bet. I'm going to just stay here for a minute and then I'm going to move on. The reason that kind of doesn't make sense is because the Otsutsuki goal is to evolve. At the same time, we know that Otsutsuki can have very different personalities. It's not like they're all the exact same. So what if Joshi just doesn't really care to evolve? The whole Joshi Otsutsuki thing, I'm just putting it in there just to kind of fill in that blank. But realistically, these symbols are probably going to be two brand new Otsutsuki that we haven't seen yet. Based on the elevation of the symbols, whatever the leader Otsutsuki of these two symbols is going to be, is going to be stronger than Momoshiki and Kaguya, and the one below will be a little bit weaker than Momoshiki and Kaguya, but still stronger than Kinshiki. So that's the general pecking order. Now, it's very interesting when these are going to get revealed. I feel like these characters, these Otsutsuki, will probably be revealed post time skip as some big threats, because the knowledge of, Ishiki, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, Urashiki if you include him, and Kaguya all being these Otsutsuki that have like died or been sealed away or whatever, that news spreading to other Otsutsuki will probably be a very big deal, especially if Ishiki is considered to be like this very, very, very powerful and respected guy. But the reason I wanted to make this video is not because I have any insider information or really even any theory at all. I'm here to ask you guys. I wanted to open up discussion about these because I feel like this has been a mystery for so long, and if the community comes together, we can come to some sort of an answer. We know there's statues in the Kaguya dimension and stuff like that are statues of other Otsutsuki, so I wanted to make this video so that way eventually I can make a follow-up with some information that you guys have presented to me, some more information I find as I'm looking into this topic, and we can all kind of come together and discuss, because that's the only way theories are ever actually truly formulated. Someone will have an idea and they'll gather evidence for it, but it's being able to talk to people and then get reciprocation is where theories can really turn into like, okay, we have a trail now. Yeah, let me know some of your theories on what these Otsutsuki could be. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to subscribe for almost daily Boruto content, please do. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. That's it, and peace.